Storytime.
Who made the footprints in the snow? Who came along and where did she go?
The farmer's wife has just been out to scatter bits of bread about.
Who made the footprints in the snow? Who came along and where did he go?
One little sparrow was out today. He ate some bread, then hopped away.
Who made the footprints in the snow? Who came along and where did he go?
A pigeon ate some breadcrumbs too. He walked around, then off he flew.
Who made the footprints in the snow? Who came along and where did he go?
A cat crept up behind the hedge, then sprang onto the window ledge.
Who made the footprints in the snow? Who came along and where did he go?
A rabbit hurried on his way. It's much too cold outside today.
Who made the footprints in the snow? Who came along and where did he go?
A duck went off to have a swim. The pond was not too cold for him.
Right, Claire, it's your turn now. Put your foot in. That's right. And put it onto the paper. Let's have a look. Right, that's great. Hello.
Hello.
Do you want to tell them what we've been doing?
Making footprints.
Right. Now, there isn't any snow, so we've been using watercolours to make a print of our foot. Ah. Now, it's easy to tell which one is mine, isn't it? Because it's the biggest. Now, this one is the smallest. Now, which one of these three do you think made the smallest print? Who did? Who made the smallest print?
Me.
Right, Adam did. Now, once upon a time, there was a king who forgot that not all feet are the same size. This caused a terrible muddle at the palace. Once upon a time, there lived a king and his wife, the queen. They were a happy couple, for they had everything in the world. However, when the queen's birthday came near, the king had a problem. What could he give to someone who had everything? The king thought, and he thought, and he thought, until suddenly he had an idea. He would give the queen a bed. The queen did not have a bed because at that time beds had not been invented. The king called the Prime Minister and asked him to please have a bed made. The Prime Minister called the Chief Carpenter and asked him to please have a bed made. The Chief Carpenter called the apprentice and told him to make a bed. "How big is a bed?" asked the apprentice, who didn't know because at that time nobody had seen a bed.
How big is a bed?
The carpenter asked the Prime Minister.
Oh, good question.
Said the Prime Minister, and he asked the king.
How big is a bed?
The king thought, and he thought, and he thought, until suddenly he had an idea. The bed must be big enough to fit the queen. The king called the queen. He told her to put on her new pyjamas and to lie down on the floor. The king took off his shoes so that he could walk carefully around the queen with his big feet. He counted that the bed must be 3 feet wide and 6 feet long to be big enough to fit the queen, including the crown, which the queens sometimes like to wear in bed. The king said,
Thank you.
to the queen, and told the prime minister, who told the chief carpenter, who told the apprentice,
The bed must be 3 feet wide and 6 feet long to be big enough to fit the queen.
including the crown, which the queen sometimes liked to wear in bed. The apprentice said, "Thank you," and took off his shoes. And with his little feet he measured 3 feet wide and 6 feet long, and made a bed to fit the queen. When the king saw the bed, he thought it was beautiful. He couldn't wait for the queen's birthday. Instead, he called the queen at once and told her to put on her new pyjamas. Then he brought out the bed and told the queen to try it out. But the bed was much too small for the queen. The king was so angry that he immediately called the prime minister, who called the chief carpenter, who called the jailer, who threw the apprentice into jail. The apprentice was so unhappy. Why was the bed too small for the queen? He thought, and he thought, and he thought, until suddenly he had an idea. A bed that was 3 king's feet wide and 6 king's feet long was naturally bigger than a bed that was 3 apprentice feet wide and 6 apprentice feet long. I can make a bed to fit the queen if I know the size of the king's foot, he cried. He explained this to the jailer, who explained it to the chief carpenter, who explained it to the prime minister, who explained it to the king, who was much too busy to go to the jail. Instead, the king took off one of his shoes and called a famous sculptor. The sculptor made an exact marble copy of the king's foot. This was sent to the jail. The apprentice took the marble copy of the king's foot, and with it he measured 3 feet wide and 6 feet long, and built a bed to fit the Queen. The bed was ready just in time for the Queen's birthday. The King called the Queen and told her to put on her new pyjamas. Then he brought out the bed and told the Queen to try it. The Queen got into bed, and the bed fitted the Queen perfectly, including the crown, which she sometimes liked to wear in bed. It was, without doubt, the nicest gift the Queen had ever received. The King was very happy. He immediately called the apprentice from jail and made him a royal prince. And forever after, anyone who wanted to measure anything used a copy of the King's foot. And when someone said,
My bed is 6 feet long and 3 feet wide,
everyone knew exactly how big it was. Useful things, feet. Can you think of some of the things your feet might do in a day?
Feet jump, feet hop, feet walk, feet stop, feet meet, more feet, all go running down the street.
It looks as if those feet have left some footprints behind. Let's see what they tell us. Feet walk, feet stop, feet jump, and feet hop. Here's someone else who's off on a hard day's hop.
Hippity hop goes the one-leg mop to the corner shop for a bottle of pop. Hippity hop goes the one-leg mop to the butcher's shop for a mutton chop. Hippity hop goes the one-leg mop to the barber's shop for a bit off the top. Flippity flop, says the one-leg mop. Now I'm fit to drop. I've just got to stop.
I've got to stop too, to say goodbye. But there'll be someone following in my footsteps. Goodbye.